interventions like the free tertiary education for persons with disability and the Ghana Medical Trust, otherwise a fund otherwise called Mahama Cares. For free tertiary education for persons with disabilities, budget allocation for beneficiary students has been captured in the 2025 budget statement. The Minister for Education has made relevant data available for GET Fund so that it can prepare for the payment for this 2025-2026 academic year. The Ghana Medical Trust Fund is a bold national policy that provides direct financial support to Ghanaians who are suffering from chronic diseases that are not fully covered by our national health insurance scheme. It serves as a lifeline for chronic disease care. On April 29, 2025, I officially launched the fund at the University of Ghana Medical Center, where I pledged 6 months of my salary as my contribution to start. Vice President Naana Jane also pledged 4 months of her salary to the Mahama Cares Fund, and I have since directed that every government appointee of mine should contribute at least the equivalent of 1 month's salary to the fund. This includes CEOs and all other appointees. I encourage every Ghanaian to contribute as you are willing and able. The short code for the contributions across all mobile networks is *225#. *225#. Disbursement to support needy patients will begin once the governing board is put in place. The draft Ghana Medical Trust Fund bill is ready and will be presented to Cabinet at its next sitting for approval and forwarded to Parliament when it resumes from recess. We are united in this mission to touch lives and bring health, healing, and hope and joy to our people. To improve menstrual hygiene management and remove barriers to education, I promise to reintroduce the distribution of free sanitary pads to female students in primary and secondary schools. The 2025 budget statement allocated 292,400,000 Ghana cedis for this commitment, and I launched this initiative on the 24th of April 2025. Procurement is ongoing for over 6 million sanitary pads, with each student receiving 3 packets per term at the basic level and 4 packets per semester at the secondary level. Distribution will be done through the Ghana Education Service structure to all 261 districts, ensuring that no beneficiary is left out. The distribution will be accompanied by health education. A cornerstone of our commitment to good governance and accountability is tackling corruption and eliminating waste. I promise to initiate inquiries and forensic audits into several critical matters of public interest. This war against corruption continues unabated. The Minister for Health is reviewing the Auditor General's report on the COVID-19 expenditures. After the review, the appropriate actions will be taken. The Sputnik V scandal is under investigation. The Minister for Finance has launched an inquiry into the collapse of indigenous banks and financial institutions. And make no mistakes, facts will be unearthed, culprits will be punished, and lessons will be learned. The Minister for Energy and Green Transition has commenced investigations into the PDS scandal. Deloitte and Touche is conducting an independent audit of the National Cathedral project. I expect their report by the end of this month. A number of officials have been invited and questioned concerning the 13th African Games. On April 30th, 2025, the Attorney General filed 11 charges against a former National Signals Bureau Director General and others for various offenses. Charges will also be filed in the Accra SkyTrain and the National Service Ghost Name scandal. The Office of the Presidential Advisor on Corruption will continue to receive complaints and reports regarding graft for onward transmission to the Attorney General, building on the success of the oral mechanism, which received over 2,000 complaints in just a few weeks. As promised, my commitment to fighting corruption is not limited to recovering loot from past appointees. We will also ensure that our own appointees serve Ghanaians responsibly and are held to the highest standards of accountability. To reinforce public trust and ensure equitable access to state resources, I pledge to implement a government policy prohibiting political appointees from purchasing state assets. Reports of former officials acquiring public properties after regime changes have eroded public trust, particularly the alarming surge under the previous administration. In response, our policy prohibits all political appointees, their assigns, and closely associated persons from purchasing state assets. Section 5B of the Code of Conduct provides a clear sanction: immediate termination of appointment if an appointee is found to be in the process or has purchased any state assets directly or indirectly. Allocating seed money for the Women's Development Bank. We promise to allocate seed money to establish the Women's Development Bank to empower women entrepreneurs and promote economic inclusion. Accordingly, 51,300,000 Ghana cedis was allocated in the 2025 budget for this purpose. We're finalizing the working structures of the Women's Development Bank, and details will be made public soon. Priority job creation programs. Job creation is a top priority for my administration. We promise to launch the Ejumara National Apprenticeship and 1 million coders program in the first budget. These programs are designed to stimulate youth employment, entrepreneurship, and innovation. The Ejumara program has been launched to train and support 10,000 youth-owned businesses annually, and budgetary allocation has been made for that. 2,000 viable businesses will receive funding based on scalability and the potential to create jobs. This program targets Ghanaian-owned youth-led businesses across all educational backgrounds, with specific directives to allow access for women and persons with disability, unemployed, and out-of-school youth and our vulnerable populations. Under the National Apprenticeship Program, the goal is to provide vocational training for more than 500,000 young Ghanaians over the next 5 years, beginning with an initial 10,000 apprentices. The beneficiaries will receive training in high-demand sectors. They will receive stipends and starter toolkits and certification at the end of their training. A dual apprenticeship model blending classroom instructions with hands-on training will be used. I've directed the prioritization of women. At least 45% of apprentices must be women, and persons for a digitally inclusive data-driven economy. 1 million young Ghanaians will be trained in digital skills for the business process outsourcing and KPO sectors. And we're taking bold steps to equip our youth to be the future of work. Commence review of Customs Amendment Act 2020. To rescue the local automotive repair industry, we promise to begin the review of the Customs Amendment Act 2020 to remove the law banning the importation of salvage, including new and second-hand car dealers and assemblers. Her report has been forwarded to the Ministry of Finance, where a draft bill is being prepared for Parliament. Protecting our environment, especially from the threat of illegal mining, has been a strong commitment. We promise to ban illegal and new mining activities in forests. In the first 120 days, we've taken decisive action, includes regulatory reforms and strengthening the law enforcement. 462 was presented to Parliament to amend the environmental protection mining in forest reserves, ban mining in our forest reserves. The Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources has launched the Blue Water Initiative to restore our water bodies in collaboration with the Ministry of Water Bodies and prevent further pollution. At the same time, experts are